But Assalamu alaikum everyone. I, I hope everyone's doing well. So today we're gonna continue our session of Morning Light, and today our speakers are Brother Yusuf and Br.Dijone. And today, inshallah, they'll be talking about their journey to Islam. So inshallah, we can all benefit from this. So without further ado,
Hi, I'm Yusuf. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, should I start?
Yeah, start.
Yeah.
Hold the mic closer.
It's good. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Yusuf. I'm just here to talk about my journey becoming a Muslim. I grew up in a Christian household, and I was raised a Christian ultimately, and it was kind of like one of those things where you're a Christian by name, and you don't really practice anything. You just, if anybody asks you, well, you're a Christian, but you don't even know anything about your religion. So for a while, I would go to church, and my family, and it just didn't make sense to me. So, I continued to go, and as time went on, I just didn't want to go anymore. I became an atheist. I didn't have any belief. I didn't want to believe anything. Religion was confusing to me, and I just didn't want to be a part of it. So for a while, I was just winging it through life. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand anything. And then I was coming home last year, and I passed the masjid. I lived down the block, and I got halfway home, and there's two brothers outside. I don't want to put them on the spot though, but I started to speak to them, and one of the brothers, he said, why don't you come on Friday for Juma and take Shahada? And, a lot of times people give dawah to brothers and they never follow up with it. Well, I actually showed up like 30 minutes before him. I was outside. He's coming down the block. He see me. He's like, wow, you're here. So, I came in. It was a new environment. I didn't know anything about Islam. I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know anything. I'm just in a new environment. I see everybody from different places. Everyone is just here, and everyone is just like connected to something. Everyone is in good spirit. Everyone is praying, and I'm just like, it was very peaceful in here. And I said, wow, this is like something I've never seen before. So after the service, I came up and I took Shahada, and, from that day all the way to this day, I've learned so much about Islam. Islam have changed my life. It's almost like, it's like the best way to put it is like when you reset your phone to factory setting and you go back to like your original state. It was so peaceful. Islam is such a beautiful religion. It is the religion for humanity. Allah Azza wa Jalla came to put Islam to save humanity, and it's changed my life so significantly. It's created like a structure in my life that I can't live without now. So like, it's not one day I don't mention Allah's name. It's not one day I'm not praying. I'm making all my prayers. I'm constantly seeking knowledge. I'm keeping myself in the environment. I'm aligning myself with other fellow Muslims, and the community have accepted me so wonderful. Everyone's so nice to me. And, just like a lot of people have misconceptions about Islam, but I never really had a misconception about Islam. But it was something about Islam, even before I took Shahada, that I knew was just correct about it. The dedication. When it's time to pray, it's time to pray. When it's time to follow in the book, you follow the book. There's no alterations, nothing to stop you from doing what you're prescribed to do. And I just always knew it's something correct about Islam. And you know, then when I was allowed, with the permission of Allah, to be put into the environment to see the benefits of it, it was almost like a state that I've never experienced. So, I had, my family is still Christian, I'm giving them da'wah every day. Now I'm telling my grandmother, I said, you have to say La ilaha illallah. And she's saying to me, I can't say this, I'm saying it's going to change your life, believe me. And she's saying, no, I can't say this, I believe in Jesus. I said, we believe in Jesus too, as a prophet. She says, no, he's the Son of God. I said, no, Allah is one. Allah is just one person. He's, even if I try to explain to Allah, my head goes confused because you can't describe him every time. She don't understand, now I'm just, I'm so happy to be a Muslim because I understand I'm so peaceful, I'm sitting to someone, they see me, I'm wearing my clothes every day. I don't take them off, I'm going to the masjid, I'm meeting with other brothers, and we're sitting, we're having talim, we're reading Quran. And, anyone I can give da'wah, I'm saying, you need Allah. They just look at me like, so something's wrong with me. I'm like, you need Allah. And, I do it in a very peaceful way to not make people feel uncomfortable. But Allah has changed my life. I want to, inshallah, one day have a family of my own and teach my children Islam and raise them Muslim. And hopefully, inshallah, the next generation in my family will all be Muslim. And it will wash away Christianity out of my genes, out of my family's genes, and we get rid of it. I'm grateful to also live down the block from the masjid, so I'm able to make all my prayers. I get up, and I have intentions. My intentions is always to pray. That's always my intention, is to pray. And inshallah, I want to, go away to study Islam. I want to go away and study, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years out of America. I want to go away to be in the environment, just go away and study more. And I'm grateful to the masjid here and the imam and the community for welcoming me. And I'm grateful to... Yeah, is it fine?
To your mouth.
Oh. And I'm grateful to be a Muslim, and Islam is the religion for humanity, and I just wish everyone could feel the way that I felt when I first took my shahada. It's almost like a feeling that can't be like duplicated again. Like, I feel really good in the masjid, but I can't explain the first time. It's a feeling that I can't rekindle again, and I don't even want to relive it, but I just know it's such a good feeling. And this is me today. Like, this is me. I'm a Muslim. I'm happy, and I'm grateful for the community to accept me beautifully. And also, this is a very, very important thing in becoming a Muslim for new brothers and sisters too. That when you take Shahada and you become a Muslim, sometimes brothers and sisters take Shahada and they're not taught properly what to do next and how to pray or how to make proper wudu or anything. But I was taught, like, a lot of brothers came up to me and they just took me under their wing. Brother Zakir, he was a very beautiful person to me. He was like one of the first brothers in Fashed as well to exchange numbers with me. And, I've benefited so much, Now, before when I was first making wudu, I had the note to my phone, making wudu. I'm taking my phone and I'm like, oh, hands, necks, face. But now I know how to make proper wudu. No notes, I know how to say Fatiha, no notes, I'm learning small surahs that I can pray to Allah better. Although he understands all language, still is better to say in the original language. And I'm learning, Inshallah, I'll be fluent in Arabic. I can read Quran in its entirety with no translations. Make dua for me. It's a dream of mine to be able to learn Quran and read it in its entirety in Arabic with no translations. And for one, that is to please Allah even better. And two, so when I have a family, inshallah, I'll be able to teach them as well. So I guess that's it. I think I spoke a little maybe too long, and I don't want to speak too much longer. So maybe I should turn it over to this brother here. Yeah.
Good morning, brothers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Walaikum. My name is Dijone, and I reverted to a Muslim in February. Alhamdulillah. I was a Christian before. I was born and raised in Trinidad, and every Sunday my family would take me to go to church, and I didn't like going to church because it was always boring to me. Like, I would go there and I would listen to the pastor like saying multiple verses from the Bible which I didn't understand, and most of the time I'll just like pass away and just fall asleep. And eventually, when I stopped going to church with my grandma, I started going with my cousins, and we would never like get the attention to go. We would like go in the park and play. It never got us attention. And while I was in church also, I didn't understand that they said Jesus is the Son of God, which was very confusing to me, because if he was the Son of God, like, why didn't God have other sons but only him? So while I was in that state, like, I didn't understand anything at all. And the way that we would kneel in church and they would have like the statue of Jesus like on a cross, like, I think that was like kind of graphic to me. So I just never did. So I continued going to the park. Later on, when I came to the United States, my uncle Muhammad, he is Muslim, and his family, and also my cousins. And they would always talk about it, and every time I'll go by them, they'll make me pray with them, even though I'm not Muslim. They would practice it with me. I didn't know what to say, but I'll follow their actions, and just like, I would say things in my head, like just like positive, to like ask God to like guide me the right way. And later on, he asked me like, why am I not a Muslim? I said I wanted to learn more about it first. He was like, why? He was like, do you believe like Muhammad is the last prophet? I said, yes, I did. And I also asked him about Jesus. He also explained that how Jesus was a prophet before Muhammad, peace be upon him. And he said, I don't have to learn before I converted into a Muslim. He said, I can convert if I believe, and then I can learn along the way. And I said, I'll do that. And I was in the car one day after leaving the masjid on Jinnah, on a Friday, Jummah. He and my cousins were asking me like, if I wanted to take my shahada in the car. And I was kind of like shocked. I didn't know you can take it. I thought you had to take it in the masjid. And he told me to repeat the words after him, and I did. I took my shahada in the car. And every day after since, he would come to pick me up to take me to the masjid. He gave me a book and he told me to start praying. And at first, I wasn't like sure on how to pray properly, so like I didn't for like the first or couple of weeks. Later on, I had a friend that I went to school with. I told him that I converted into Islam, and he gave me an app that actually helps you to pray. So I followed that app for a while, and during the month of Ramadan, every day I would use it, and it actually helped me. Now I remember everything, alhamdulillah. And I'm glad that I converted into Muslim, because everyone is so welcoming, so peaceful. There's no one like talking bad about you, or if you make a mistake, everyone's like appealing to you, like helping. They're like willing to like forgive you right away and help you correct yourself to become a better person. Rather than in Christianity, like if you do something wrong, like everyone wants to judge you, but there's no judging in Islam. Like everyone is one. Everybody makes mistakes, and everyone can learn from their mistakes. And I started coming to the masjid here. Everyone is accepting. Everyone is welcoming. Everyone is nice. And one day, I hope I have a family also, and I can teach my kids, and I can pray with my family. I'd like to go to Mecca also with my family. That's a dream that I want to do one day. And I want to become a better Muslim. I want to learn a lot more. There's so much to learn. Like, I can't even wrap my head around the things. When I started reading the Quran, how Allah explained things, like, it's not to comprehend in my mind. Like, I don't even, it just makes me smile because, like, He's so forgiving and so, like, rewarding. Like, I would read the Quran and just smile and just be happy, like, wow, like, Allah is really something. And I would continue praying every day. I get up on time to pray. I come to the masjid when I can. And I would like to continue it for every day of my life. And I would like to make an impact on my friends and family also, to introduce them to the way of Islam. And I hope Allah accepts them as if He wills, inshallah. And that's my story.
Incredible, inspirational stories from you guys. May Allah continue to increase you guys. Ameen. So, does anybody have any questions? Wait, wait, I actually have a question. So, while you're coming here, has any resources around here like benefited you to like help you learn more about Islam?
Here?
Yeah.
FCAT. FCAT was really beneficial to me within the masjid.
Yeah, within the masjid, yeah.
Oh, of course, FCAT. Everyone was nice to me to help me and to learn about Islam, and they continue to help me. Of course. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. So, do we have a mic?
Yeah, mic's right here.
Okay.
Okay, so I have one question. What was your perception of Islam like before taking your Shahada?
Me?
Yeah, both of you guys, it's fine.
You go first.
Okay. I really didn't have it. To be honest with you, I always knew that it was always something peaceful about just Muslims, period. Even when I wasn't a Muslim, it was just something correct. The dedication. I never thought anything. I'm very straightforward in my mind, so I never the media confuse my head. Like everyone's an individual. I don't connect that to being Islam. For an individual do something and I say that's the religion. That's impossible. So I didn't have any misconception about Islam prior. Well, maybe one. It's kind of funny. Well, when I was really young, I'm 31 now, but when I was really young, I thought that you could not be Muslim if you were an Arab. So that was that was the only misconception. But then when I came into masjid, I seen people from everywhere, Indonesia. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, that's the only thing. I was like, yo, if you're not Arab, maybe you can't be Muslim. But then I learned, Allah came to save humanity. He didn't just come to save Arabs. He came to save everybody. So that was kind of the only misconception. I learned that along the way. Yeah. But otherwise, nothing.
You have anything else to add?
I had no misconceptions. Everything was straightforward to me. I just wanted to learn more and understand it more. That's why, there was nothing confusing about it. I just, I don't know, there was nothing really different. I just wanted to know, why, the clothing was different. And now I'm not sure, if you have to wear, if it's mandatory or not still. I'm still, learning. Is it? It's not? Okay. Well, that's about it. Alhamdulillah.
Well, for me, I actually love being like this every day now. I try as possible. Yesterday, I got invited. I met two brothers who's doing financial stuff, and they said to me, Yesterday, I had iftar with them, and we broke fast, actually 2 days ago, and they invited me to some thing that they had, with other Muslims and doing like something with finance, and they said, it's just attire. And I said, well, I'm in a throw, and I'm not changing. And they said, okay. I said, I'm not changing. I said, I'm keeping like this. And they said, okay. So yeah, I don't change for Nova. I don't take off nothing.
Anybody have any other questions?
Assalamu alaikum. So I was wondering, what was the most difficult part of your transition, and as Muslims, what can we do to help in the transition for a new incoming Muslim?
My most difficult part, probably trying to learn, like Arabic, not being able to, like, maybe learn some of the words, but then I learned actually very quick. I learned a lot of stuff very quick. So I think the language was the most difficult part for me, and just making sure that, like, you entered the right part of the masjid, like making sure that, like you don't go in the part where the woman is supposed to be, like just, just making sure that you don't go in the wrong areas you're not supposed to be. That was probably like the most difficult, but it was not something that of course you have to adapt to it, but it was not difficult for me. I just wanted to make sure that I was entering the right places. That's about it. And maybe, yeah, probably that was it. But I just want to add on one thing when he speak about like no one judging. I loved like when wherever it doesn't matter what masjid I'm in, but sometimes like if the imam forget like a verse out of the surah, like everyone will automatically know the verse, and that's beautiful because it's like right then and there, you made sure that he was helped. So everyone, I remember in Tel Aviv a couple of days ago, there was this young imam, and he forgot something. And everyone just said what they said, and he jumped right back on track. So I think that's beautiful, too. When people help the imam, it's difficult, to remember Quran. That's difficult.
The most difficult thing for me is the language and praying in it, not knowing how to speak Arabic at all, growing up and speaking English. But if you have a proper mindset to it, and you like continue and focus on learning it, like eventually it just comes on easily. And that's what helped me remember on how to pray. And that's the only Arabic I know so far. And I hope I know more, inshallah.
Any other questions?
That's me taking Shahada. That's August 24th. See, I even remember the date. That's how important it is to me. August 24th, 2018. Yeah. So I remember the date. Very important.
subhanAllah. I was there too, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Very beautiful.
So anybody else have any other questions? Oh, where's you have the mic? Pass it.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to know what's the reaction of your family, both of you guys, after you accepted Islam.
Family.
I know in Trinidad, after if you're a Christian and you come to Islam, that's it. It's a no-no.
I heard a lot of stuff. Maybe, I think my grandmother said to me, she said, she flat out said, I'm going to hell. She said it. She said that. She said, you're going to go to hell. She said, you don't believe in, she said, I don't know what happened to you. I said, Allah, he brought me in. She said, I don't know. But my mom was very accepting. She was. I want to get her to take Shahada, I want to bring her here to take Shahada. I want everybody to take Shahada in my family. The whole neighborhood need to take Shahada. But, yeah, that my family, I have a very strict Pentecostal Christian family, so, it's like Baptist, Baptist church. So, My family was, some of them were very accepting. I think more of them was unaccepting than accepting. Maybe my mom was a little accepting and my sister, but for the most part, my friends were really happy for me. Because I've had Muslim friends. I have Muslim friends before I took Shahada. They just never, I don't know why they didn't give me dawah, but.
Well, my mom was kind of surprised when I took it because in Trinidad, some of them who are becoming Muslims are like almost it's like a I don't know, not I won't say like gang, but like they're doing it for like the wrong reasons. And she thought that I would have like turned Muslim and followed that path and like do wrong. And I told her no, that's not how it is. And I even tried to explain to her like how it's like really peaceful and like there's no like disrespect in it or anything like that. Like it's everything is like it's in the oneness of Allah. And she was pretty understanding. My grandma accepted me. She was like really happy. She wanted to know like why I did it, and like it was really surprising to her because she was Islam and she never like asked me to take my dua. But everybody else was accepting when I told them. Only my mom was surprised.
Anybody else have anything to add? Or
How do you practice Ramadan?
Oh, my first Ramadan, I feel good. One thing that was so beautiful about it was that, although it was my first Ramadan, I don't feel deprived of anything, like food of anything. So, cause I know that like, if you're just fasting and not praying, that you're just gonna starve yourself. So you have to fast and pray. So my first Ramadan, I feel good. It's just a wonderful thing. I'm making Talawi a lot of times. You see the brothers is leaving out of Talawi. No, I'm not judging. I'm just saying that I love staying. I'll stay for it's long, but I stay, and I love it. And I've been making Talawi almost every single night. I haven't. Islam is a beautiful religion. I actually missed two Jumas since I took my Shahada. And that's only one when I went away. I went to Germany earlier this year, and I couldn't find a masjid there. I'm sure there was a masjid in Germany, but that was the only time that I missed a Juma when I went to Germany earlier this year. But my first Ramadan is wonderful. I hope Allah allow me to see many more. It's a mercy to reach Ramadan. So.
This is my first Ramadan, and I'll have to say it was easy at first because my sleep schedule was off. So the timing where I would have to eat, I would be asleep. So like I would be up in the mornings and like sleeping during the day. But when I corrected myself and I had to get up and pray every morning, and in the afternoons, it became harder because like I was still trying to fix my sleep schedule at the same time, and my eating schedule was off at the same time. So right before I would break fast, like in 2 hours or 3 hours before, I would be like really hungry. I would just watch my aunt cooking in the kitchen, and I'll just smell food, and it's like really tempting just to like go in there and like eat something. So I try to just stay in my room. I don't go outside because I don't want to. There was one time actually, I went outside and I ate 2 prunes while I was fasting, and it didn't hit me like, I don't know. And apparently that's a gift from Allah. Because I didn't realize until I was about to eat the 3rd one, and I was like, oh, my bad. I was like, it was really something else. But now it's getting easier. It's not that hard. And I've came to 4 Tawheed in a row. I didn't know about it until recently. I didn't know it was so many prayers. I was kind of like overwhelmed the first night because I ate too much before I came. So like praying was really uncomfortable to me. Like just bending over, it was like too much. But afterwards, like everything felt it was easy, and I'm learning a lot, and I hope to learn a lot more, inshallah.
My grandmother, every time I leave the house, she said, "Y'all praying again?" And I left out, and she said, "Y'all pray so much." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Wow, y'all pray all those times. How do you do it?" I just say, "It's time to pray." She know, So, and I wear a lot of oils now, so she knows when I'm in the house. She can smell the oils and stuff, so she knows it's time to pray. But yeah.
May Allah guide her. I mean, Brother Rahat, do you have something to add?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Very seldom I do have anything to say. I do not have any question to ask. I said very seldom do I have anything to say. In other words, it's a rarity that I have the microphone. First of all, I know the young man for about 25 years. Am I right or more?
I would say, yeah.
27 years,
Yeah,
to
I
be
would say.
precise.
About 20, yeah.
And he's been hanging around us quite a lot of time. When my wife was alive, his parents and grandparents were close friends of ours. And he has two uncles, shall I say?
Yeah. Go ahead.
He has two uncles who are ministers in the Christian faith. And
Go ahead.
they're strong Christians. And for him to defy the surrounding in which he was born and bred, and to become a Muslim, shows that he was definitely guided. He has independence of thought. He's a traveler. He goes to Germany, he goes to France, he goes to England, and different other places. Every time he comes back, we talk about many things, including about Islam and the influence of the people he would have met in traveling. There was one famous author who said that, I think it was Francis Bacon, he said, whereas one other person said, reading maketh a man, he said that traveling maketh a man. However, this brother here encountered a lot in traveling, and those things have tremendous influence upon him. Even though he was under heavy pressure and influence by his immediate surroundings, his mother I know very well, and his grandmother. We are very good friends. We share the same month of birth, and we know that to each other because we know each other very well. And we've been talking and encouraging him. I'm sure the other brother went through the same process. I never met you before, brother. But I was basically want to say that we, as the more seasoned brothers and sisters, have a duty. We have a supportive duty to offer the new recruits, if I call you that. Actually, Islam existed at some point in their minds, because when we listened to what they had to say and how they reacted to the things in the environment, they were basically saying, no, 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 something is wrong, something is wrong. And Allah guided you guys to see the light and to see and to differentiate between what's right, what's wrong, what's straight and what's crooked. One cannot be three. One is either one or three cannot be one. So the story about three gods in one and one God in three and all sort of thing, all those nonsense were dispelled from their minds. They debunked all of that, and they're right now on the right path. So I and all of us here have a bounden duty so as to help them along, as well as in future, whoever will become brothers who will join the faith. It is not an easy task. To go straight is not easy, especially when so many detractions, especially where you live. We know very well.
Yeah.
However, hold the fort, and you're doing an excellent job. I'm really, really impressed and happy about you joining the faith and being so close to the community here. He is really punctual. He is better than I am, and I hope There are still things that I can learn from him already. So I will extend hearty congratulations and ask you to hold it fort and also to maintain your equilibrium. Very important. And you have a tremendous influence to play, part to play in where your family and this environment is concerned, because so many people know you, so many people know your parents and grandparents, and they look at you. So now you're under the microscope. And I know that's easy for you because you already have established what you wanted on your own volition. Nobody forced you into this. The day when you say, let's go, I know you meant it. I didn't know you were that serious. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
And keep the faith. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother Rahat, for your input. I think we're going to wrap it up right now. And just one more thing, alhamdulillah, you guys come here often, and you guys have like a lot of brothers here. You guys need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
I just want to say one thing.
All right,
We'll end it. I just want to say I was fortunate enough to be treated really kindly by a lot of the brothers in this masjid, and I was able to relate that back. I just want to say there will be more shahadas here, and I just want to say to keep that generosity up, because it goes a very long way. Treating people nice. A lot of people can get the wrong idea if they're not treated nice. So, and I'm sensitive. So, if I felt I was treated nice, I was treated nice. But yeah, keep the generosity up, because this environment is a special environment, and new people coming into the environment, if they get treated badly, they may run away and never come back. So you don't want that on your conscience, that you ran someone away from Allah. So please continue to be nice to not just new brothers, even brothers who are born Muslims, but just be nice to each other. We have to be nice to each other. We all have one thing in common. We may come from different places, but we all have La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. And that makes up for a big deal. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you everyone for waiting. And one more last thing I would like to say is when I reverted in February, I would come here for a new leaf every month. I think it's the first Monday or Friday. Can't remember. The first Friday. Yeah, the first Friday in the beginning of the month. And I learned a lot, me becoming a new Muslim, and I would like to continue coming here and learning a lot more. And for the new reverts that will be learning, I hope they can learn a lot when they come also.
Jazakallah khairan, guys, for your sharing your story with us. Inshallah, we all benefited from this. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. So, wa astaghfirullah. I forgot it. Assalamu alaikum.